Hello, my name is Stacy. Welcome to Simply Liminal. This is my 3-card reading for February, and I am using the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and I love this. I feel like we all can find guidance from spirit animals. They're around us, they're with us, they are messengers to us, and I also just love this deck. So I'm going to kind of shift things a little bit so I can lay the cards out a little bit differently. So I'm going to move my candle out off screen and my crystals as well, just so I have room to lay my cards out. So this is a big deck, 72 or 78 cards, and not the easiest thing for my smaller hands to shuffle, but I do enjoy it. And I find a lot of guidance from it. And I'm happy and excited to share this with you. So for February, we are looking at 3 things. I did 3-card readings last year, a little different. And this year, guidance is different. Spirit says different things. And so I really want to do messages for 3 things. Messages for our mind, messages for our body, and messages for our spirit. And these are collective readings, so readings from spirit guides and guardians for the collective. And it's important. We can all interpret things a little bit differently, but it can feel right. And I will say, when it comes to this, you can look at all 3 of these cards, which I encourage you to do. I also encourage you, if you feel more drawn to, you feel like you need a message for your body because you're having aches or pains, or something is going on, or you're having a hard time dealing with people around you. You might need a message for your mind, or you might be wondering just how we're supposed to deal with the transition and turmoil that's going on in our world right now, on our earth, in our sun, and in all living creatures living under the rays of our sun and in this earth. We are all going through transition and change. So you might very much feel like you need a message from spirit. So I'm doing all 3 of these, and take a message for all of them, or as I do, or, feel like you're drawn to one of them more than the others. So we'll look at our 3 messages. So message from mind, or for our mind, message for our body, and then message for spirit, or from spirit, for our spirit. It's all from spirit, but for spirit specifically. I love the artwork on these cards. It's just a beautiful, of course I am drawn to these colors, but the mandala work is gorgeous. And actually, if you just stare at a mandala, you can get lost in the shape, the movement of it. Even though it's still picture, they really do have movement and energy. And you might find amazing thoughts and clarity comes to you at this time. So let's take a look at what our message for our mind is for the month of February. So we have White Raven Spirit. Trust in the magic. So interesting, because this is for our mind. And sometimes it's difficult to trust, right? Whether you like the word magic, whether you do spell work, whether you set intentions, whether you call them other things, hopes, dreams, prayers, in a way, it's all magic. And magic is real, and magic is in the world around us. And sometimes we can't kind of understand how things seem to feel so out of our control, but this is an incredibly mystical thing, the white raven. Now, where I'm from, we don't have a lot of ravens, though we're getting to see more in eastern Montana. More ravens. We would see crows occasionally, but we are seeing ravens, and I find it interesting. I have not seen a white raven in my whole real life, but definitely ravens are abounding. And the message here from a white raven is incredibly mystical and magical. Let me get to the right page here. I also am drawn to the number 66. In numerology, this would boil down to 6 plus 6 is 12. And then 1 plus 2 is 3, which is another mystical and magical number. But 66 is repetitive. Pay attention to angel numbers. When you see repeated numbers like that, like 22, 33, 44, 55, 55 is my jam. I'm just telling you. And 66, pay attention. So White Raven Spirit says, trust in the magic. The oracle message is, nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and the White Raven Spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to those synchronicities that you might recognize, so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all of us. Sometimes it's hard to believe there's a plan when you feel like you're just in turmoil and chaos. I will remind you, many mythologies in history teach that the world is born in chaos. There is chaos, there is darkness, and then there is birth or rebirth. So keep that in mind. There is a plan. We just can't possibly understand it in our human existence, but there is a plan much greater than us all. One thing I'm really working with this month is flow. I like to control things. I really like to direct things, but I'm trying to allow myself to flow. And some of that is trusting, the messages that we get. Align with the highest goods and intentions, and you will see what White Raven Spirit is guiding you to do. Align with the light, and you will start to recognize that all is working together harmoniously in ways the eye can't see and the mind can't always comprehend. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now. So, trust in the magic. That is our message for the mind. So, let's look at what the February message for the body is. So I'm excited. This is starting off really like a hot ticket. 3. 6 plus 6 is 12. 1 plus 2, 3. Interesting, the numerology, how it works out. We have Armadillo Spirit, and here it's telling us to set healthy boundaries. And this is, of course, the message for our body. So it is telling us to set some boundaries. Now, is that your body needs some rest and relaxation and you need to say no sometimes? Is it that you need to set boundaries and say, I'm not eating any more cookies this week because it's not the healthiest thing for me? Maybe I should eat fruit. Instead, that's something I'm working on right now. I'd much rather have a cookie, though I like fruit. But we have Armadillo Spirit. Armadillos are also interesting creatures because they're little, they're hard-shelled, they are quite able to protect themselves. I've never seen one in real life. I've seen lots of pictures of them. They look pretty interesting. Anyways, our message here is set healthy boundaries, and this is for our body. So really pay attention to what your body is telling you. If your shoulder is sore, look at why it's sore. Put some cream on it, maybe hot pack it. Give it some attention and don't overdo physical activity if you're feeling sore. If you're feeling tired, don't push yourself to go forward and go out or pick up an extra shift at work. Take time for yourself. Set boundaries for your own body's health and well-being. So, the oracle message here is, learning to set healthy boundaries is the gift of Armadillo Spirit. You are entering a phase where, in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that have been okay for you in the past. This also means that you need to learn where you end and where others begin, what is yours to own and what is not. Know your limits and understand that it's an empowering choice to say no to what doesn't feel right. Honestly, trust your instincts. It's okay to say no. It's just okay. Armadillo Spirit is here to tell you it's time to be honest with yourself about what you really want. Be clear on what you are agreeing to, declare what your needs are, and say no as a full sentence. No. I would put an exclamation point on that, but that's just me. I like exclamation points. Trust your body's signals and you will know what to do. All right. Armadillo Spirit is guiding you to make good decisions. Okay, that is our message for our body. So let's see what our message for spirit is. Like, this has been good so far this month. And I'm going to tell you, January has felt about 3 years long. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's been a harder month than I expected. I enjoy January. January is the month of many people's birthday whom I love, including my mother, whose birthday is on the 31st. She's a 131 baby. And I really enjoy this month for her sake. It's been shifting, kind of hard energy. The world is hard right now. There's chaos and turmoil going on in the United States, not just with our weather systems and natural disasters, but with people. People are struggling. People are having a hard time. Whether you like what's going on or don't like what's going on, whether you're fighting what's going on or accepting what's going on, it's been tough. And so as much as I appreciate what January has given us, and I am grateful and happy to celebrate another birthday with my mom because it has been a challenging year for us in regards to her health, we're stepping forward, and I am excited to see what February has in store for us. So let's see what the message is for our spirit. Vulture spirit. Interesting. Nothing is wasted. So this is a 63 card, and there is 9. 9 is a very mystical number. 9 also correlates with 3. 3 is a duplicate of 9. 3 and 3 and 3 is 9. So vulture spirit. I was talking in my in-bulk reading about how I look for signs and symbols, and I love hawks, eagles, birds of prey, owls. I love vultures too. I love turkey vultures. I call them kind of wobbly flyers. They're beautiful how they soar. They're not as maybe graceful as many other birds, and they have a bad connotation with them, probably from spaghetti westerns of the 60s, where the vultures were already always circling dead bodies or bad things that were going to happen. Look, here's the deal. All birds of prey eat things. Vultures are unusual because they don't eat live things. They don't kill things. They eat things that have already died, have already released their life force. You know, eagles, hawks, owls, they'll pick something right up and take it. Vultures, they just kind of clean up after something that's surrendered. So don't think bad things about them. Don't go, oh, it's a bad omen to see a vulture. Well, I guess you can think it if you want to, but I disagree. I just think they're beautiful animals. And the message here is nothing is wasted. And as I said, vultures are birds that eat things that have already moved on. Dead carcasses, bodies, things that are laying out in the pasture or prairie. But they don't waste anything. They are taking the gift of what was released after that life, and they are making something of it. So the oracle message is, what seems hideous has its own beauty. They are kind of ugly, kind of weird red-headed birds, you know. Anyway, but when they are flying, their heads are kind of tucked back, and you just see that ginormous wingspan. Vultures are in the condor family, or condors are in the vulture family. So when you are in awe about the beauty and size and power of a condor, there you go. Anyway, what seems hideous has its own beauty, and the recycling and repurposing the vulture does is as important as any other activity in nature that supports the cycle of life. The vulture spirit's message is that nothing is to be wasted, for nature sees values in everything that exists. What seems rotten and ugly has the potential to be transmuted into something beneficial, and you are reminded that any suffering you have experienced has not gone to waste. I'm really taking that to heart because, like I said, it's been a hard 7 months, actually 10 months. My beloved dog died last March, and my house just feels empty without her. I miss her, and I'm grateful for her. It says here, wisdom and understanding that arose from the experience are talismans that will serve you on your journey wherever you go. What is decaying is only changing form and will fertilize seeds that you wish to plant, turning that which has passed into any substance that will support new growth. I was also talking about this in my in-bulk reading about acorns and oak trees, and how my family has oak trees that we've planted and, you know, transplanted from different states, and they're flourishing. And last year, right before my mom's health shifted suddenly, my mom and I planted 4 acorns, and we have 3 trees coming up. I'm curious to see what winter will do to them, but it is a great blessing, and I am excited for that connection that we had together and to watch those oak trees grow. But this is something, you know, something comes from nothing. The oak breaks open, the seedling appears, a taproot starts, then the tree emerges. And all of that happens because it had to release something, use a little bit of fertilizer in the process, and then become something new and beautiful. Anyway, let me get back to this. What is decaying is only changing form and will fertilize seeds you wish to plant, turning that which has passed away into the substance that will support new growth. All that you might wish to deny or discard has value and can be repurposed and reintegrated into the new you that you are becoming and the new life that you are dreaming into being. No pain is in vain and no experience was wasted, for you have the power to use it to co-create something far better. This is the miracle of your partnership with spirit. Wow. February has some deep messages for us, Trust the magic. That is coming to us for our mind. Sometimes our minds overthink, overprocess, try to control, and doubt. Our minds can doubt. This is telling us trust the magic. Our bodies sometimes tell us we're hurting, we're sore, we're tired, and we ignore it or we try to push past it. It doesn't help us. Armadillo is telling us set some boundaries, listen to your body, and take a rest when you need to, say no when you need to. And Spirit is telling us nothing is wasted. And, for me personally, it's been hard, as I expressed earlier. It's been really hard. And I've multiple times been like, why is this happening? What is the purpose of this? Why are we going through this? I don't know. I just trust that there is a way forward and that there is a reason for all of this, and things will work out and we will stride forward in health and love and kindness, compassion, and caring. And I think that's what everybody needs. So even though things feel hard right now, remember, nothing is wasted. These things are happening to show us something, to help our souls develop, to help us develop. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm sorry it went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but the message is important. I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed February. Thank you so much for checking out my reading. If you're interested, please check out my in-bulk reading. I've also posted that, and there's some beautiful messages there using a different deck for that one. But again, have a beautiful and blessed February. It's a fun month. It's a short one. My name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me.